Okay, so I'm James. I'm the producer and the director of Janapar.
I'm Tom, and I'm the subject and also the cameraman.
And I suppose Janapar is a love story. It's a true love story. It's been filmed over 5 years in 32 countries by this man on his bike.
Well, Janapar means journey in Armenian, so it's a kind of a nod to the significance of Armenia within the story, I suppose. Well, originally I'd just finished university, and I was kind of at that stage of life where I wasn't really sure that I was going in the right direction, and I wanted to explore the options. So I decided that travelling was the best way to do that, and I didn't really want to get a backpack and go on a round the world ticket. I'd always been a bit of a cyclist, so I decided to try and combine the two and just travel completely independently by bicycle with a tent and see how far I got. Well, the journey began in Northamptonshire, in central England, in my village. I left from my back door, literally, and returned to that same back door 3.5 years later. And in between then, I visited about 35 countries on 3 continents. There was no particular end-to-end journey. It was quite mixed in the end. Generally Europe, Middle East, Northeast Africa, and then parts of Asia is where it covered.
He shared a boat with cows, which you'll see in the film. I'm just really glad you can't smell on film, because that edit suite would have stunk.
Well, the love story was the part that wasn't planned. It was originally planned as a round-the-world bike ride. I set off in 2007 to do this bicycle-powered circumnavigation. And 8 months into the trip, I met a girl in Armenia. And so the story went off on a kind of tangent, and as a result became quite a lot more interesting from a storytelling point of view. And without wanting to give too much away, it kind of all unfolds from there. So I'd say the first 6 months almost were just learning that kind of relationship with the camera, and learning how to operate the camera for that matter. I'd never picked up a video camera before I left.
I think Tom really kind of managed to achieve a level of honesty in the end with the camera, and I think that's what made the difference. It's what made it become a film, because he just shared everything with the camera in a way that you don't not often see. There was a lot of material. There was over 300 hours of footage, and the trouble with material like that is there's so many different storylines you could follow. You could go down so many different roads. People come and go, characters come and go. And so I had to kind of view all of the material quite a few times to really understand what the heart of the story was. So it was a very kind of time-consuming process. There was a lot of weekends and a lot of evenings taken up with viewing material. And that was before I got into the edit. I had to kind of find ways of structuring stories and scripting, and we had to do master interviews to try and get a sense of what actually happened outside of what was shot, so that we could piece the whole thing together. And so I suppose that the main message in the film is that you can dream, and you can get out there, and you can make things possible that maybe don't seem possible on the surface. It's really good to get into the Rain Dance Film Festival, because it's an opportunity. It's a landmark event. It's an opportunity to make it public, and for Janapar, really, it's been an extraordinary journey getting it this far and getting it on screen. And Rain Dance is, in some respects, the start again for Janapar of another journey, and that is kind of getting the film to the audience, which is something that'll hopefully happen over the kind of coming months and years. You can tell how excited we are about Rain Dance. We've got the logo really big on the poster, possibly a bit too big.